Y'all know the before reacts. Now, you already know I'm going to be exposing these pastors. I'm going to be exposing false doctrine because you have this pastor right here, Damian Massey, who had an ex tape that was released of him with another man. These are the people that's the head of your congregation that you're going to see to get redemption, that you're going to see to have conviction, and they're going to lead you astray because what's going on in their personal lives. You cannot be sitting up there. That's why the Bible tells you, be one to show yourself approved. But we're going to get right into this video. Go.
And as simple as this, I messed up. This has been a really, really hard few days, but I struggled. And the struggle didn't just begin. The struggle has been a struggle. And the conviction has been great. And many times people don't know how to accept the struggle of a leader or the struggle of the pastor, and they take the human and the man out of the pastor, out of the bishop, out of the apostle, out of the prophet.
No, because the human and the man, number one, yes, you have shortcomings, but that is not appropriate at all when it comes down to being a pastor, to be the head of a flock. Let's go into some verses real quick. Because this is what they try to glaze over. You got Leviticus 18:22. Thou shalt not what? Lie with mankind as with what? Womankind. It is a what? An abomination. People act like, oh yeah, it's just something to glaze over. I just have an issue. I just have a problem. You're the head of a church. You are judged more harshly. The Bible even tells you that you're judged more harshly when you put yourself in the predicament where you're supposed to be ordained. That's why he said many false prophets are going around and will say that they are Christ, claim that they're anointed. And these people will lead people astray. But even the elect would be fooled by these individuals. You can't lie with mankind. Where you get off with that's appropriate. Where you get off with that is just something to glaze over. You know what I'm saying? That this doesn't make any sense. But let's continue.
I didn't address what should have been addressed in my life, and you all seen it. I don't have to recap it. You seen the video, but other people will paint a picture of you to be the worst person in the world because of a failure. I want to take my responsibility. That's my public statement. I want to take my responsibility and I want to repent before God. I want to.
He's only apologizing because he got caught. He would have never stopped. See, when you have true conviction, it's not because you got exposed. You have conviction because you ultimately did the work. You entered the straight and narrow path. Submit to God, resist the devil, and he shall flee. Let's go on to another verse here. The people got to understand. This is what happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. Jude 1:7. Even as Sodom and Gomorrah and the cities about them, in like manner, giving themselves over to fornication and going after strange flesh, are set forth for an example, suffering the vengeance of what? Eternal fire. How many times the Bible warns about this? And these people that are studying be pastors that have these burning desires that go after strange flesh, you shouldn't even put yourself in the pulpit. You shouldn't put yourself at the altar. You shouldn't put yourself in any place of a building that is not ordained by God. Because even Bible tells you that the Most High does not dwell in buildings made by human hands. So if you're sitting there ahead of a church and you have these inward desires that are completely utterly against the Most High, that he considers an abomination, you need to get yourself right before you even put yourself in that predicament, because some of the messages that you can be pushing can be biased. It can literally come from a place of confusion. And then remember, God is not out of the confusion.
Take off my title, take off my hat, and take off all the articulations of my duties. And I want to repent to the people who God has entrusted in my hands. And I want to repent to my leaders, my pastor, my bishop, first lady, all of the collegiate presbyters, board of presbyters and those who have, you know, signatured my credentials and trusted me with the call, I want to repent to you. I want to apologize and take responsibility. And with great measures, I was just wishing hope that this live would touch somebody else who struggles behind the cross, who struggles behind the title.
People are saying for him to admit it is a great start. He didn't admit anything. He got caught. Admitting something is when you deliberately go to the Most High, pray in secret, because the Most High tells you don't even pray publicly. Pray in secret, and you speak to the Most High about it, and you come to terms with it, and then you let them know the struggle that you had. You remember he said, "For my testimony are the things made evident." That is evidence of God's work. You're supposed to use your testimony as evidence of the workings of Christ and God in your life, right? So for you, so a lot of people saying, "Oh, he can't." He did not come clean about anything. He did not admit anything. This is somebody getting caught and then having no choice but to address the situation. It's interesting to me how a lot of this what happens in a modern day church. That's why a lot of these people that go to these churches and these buildings, they have private interpretation. The Bible is not open to private interpretation. So when people voted them, they call evil good and good evil. This is a prime example of the modern day church and why you shouldn't deal with individuals like this.
Who struggles, you can be gifted and people will drive off your gift. You can make it happen. You can make it go over and people will drive off what goes over. You walk away. You walk away with the gratitude and the satisfaction that you fulfilled your purpose in that service. You fulfilled your purpose in that that conference. You fulfilled your purpose, your call of duty in that.
No, but like I said before, yeah, you can fulfill your purpose by doing the work. That's why he said, "What be one to show yourself approved before you step up there, so you can rightfully divide the truth." If you're just up there just preaching, you're not having the ability to understand that light and darkness have no dwelling with each other. Number one, so you can't sit up there and be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm doing this and that. I'm trying to preach to the congregation," when your situation not right. There's a higher standard for preachers, for pastors, the people that want to be in a situation like that. That's why he said for he'll have every like a pastor have what? A wife. That's why you're supposed to have a wife when you go into your leadership. Because ultimately better for you to deal with the things outside of lust and outside of these things. Because when these things are coming at you heavily, you need a groundwork. You need a covenant that's rooted in God. Because that's the only thing. A lot of people covet after things. Lust is not just particularly for flesh, it's for a lot of other reasons, selfish desire. I really believe that a lot of people that deal with perversion have a lot of issues with just having power, having selfish needs, and not caring about other people, but using everybody as flesh for a temporary sensation. That's where that comes from. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Actually, let me play this little video of him preaching here. Let's see this.
Y'all, what I'm saying is, y'all be talking and y'all be knowing the whole story. Everybody ain't all the way gay.
All the way gay. You're gay or you're not.
Confused. I don't know.
All right now.
He said everybody ain't all the way gay. You see? You see what I'm saying? That is utter confusion. Everybody ain't all the way gay. One man can't serve two masters. Either love one or hate the other. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, man. I'm out of there.